So nowadays, there's a lot of different banks to choose from. I mean, I would know, I talk about it on the channel from time to time, and I talk about credit cards. But today we're going to be talking about Ally Bank because one, I believe is a very good bank and it offers a lot and it's just not as talked about as much. So let's get right into it. So Ally Bank spending account, what it offers is checking made smarter. So basically is this your checking account, but they want to call it a spend account. But basically you have no overdraft fees, no monthly maintenance fees, get paid up to 2 days sooner with early direct deposit, which is pretty common around the industry nowadays for that 2 days earlier. But they don't have overdraft fees, no monthly maintenance fees. So that's something to look forward to because a lot of banks can sneak that in. So with every bank nowadays, you kind of got to see if they have brick and mortar. Well, Ally Bank doesn't offer any brick and mortar. So if you're an individual that likes to go in branch and talk to an individual, then this wouldn't be the best bank for you. But they do have 75,000 plus no fee ATM. So that is something you can look forward to if you do choose to use Ally Bank, which personally, I would say from my experience using banks that do have fee-free ATMs but don't have any brick and mortar, I would say the process is very seamless if you know exactly what to do. But I will say it could be a little bit tedious if you're an individual that isn't well around technology. I could see how older people that are from a different time can have a little bit of trouble with those fee-free ATMs because you don't know exactly where to go to. You can ask someone, but sometimes they don't always have the answer. So you kind of got to be well around it in order to make it seamless. But if you know what you're doing, then it is actually a very simple process. And speaking of those fee-free ATMs, if you are to use an ATM that isn't fee-free, they will reimburse you up to $10 per statement cycle for fees charged at ATMs nationwide. So even if you do use an ATM that charges you, they will give you up to $10 to reimburse you for that fee that you incur when using the ATM that does charge you a fee. And another cool feature that Ally Bank offers is protect against unexpected overspending. You have a double line of defense using overdraft transfer service and cover draft, and they never charge you an overdraft fee. And if you are one of those individuals that like to keep up with your credit score, because I know I do, you also have a way to do so. You can get free access to your credit report, score factors, and more with no impact to your credit, which is great. But a lot of banks do offer this feature. You can kind of see your credit score based off of a lot of different things. And for the most part, they aren't the most accurate from my own experience, but Ally Bank could be more accurate than the other banks. But for the most part, you can see roughly around where your credit score is and you can kind of keep an eye on that. And Ally Bank is FDIC insured, meaning you can rest assured knowing that at least $250,000 of your own money is protected in this bank. Beyond that point, it's kind of a hit or miss. It's not Ally Bank's responsibility, but when it's FDIC insured up to a certain amount, which Ally Bank offers $250,000 of your money to be FDIC insured. And according to Ally Bank, if you want to stay ahead of your expenses, you could use a tool called Buckets. Basically, it helps you set money aside for ongoing expenses like rent, groceries, and subscriptions. It helps you get a clearer picture of your spending habits and opportunity to create better ones. So I do believe in tools like this. Basically, you have a place to put certain money for certain things. That's the easy way to say it. So if you have an upcoming vacation that you want to take with your family, you would use one of the buckets, maybe name it vacation and put that money in there. And when you're ready to go on that vacation, you use the money out of that bucket that Ally Bank set up for you as a tool that you could use through their financial product. So Ally Bank, like many other banks, there's things they don't charge you for and there's things they do charge you for. But the one thing I do like about Ally Bank, and I would say is a pretty cool way to go about it, is they're very transparent about the things they do charge you for. But let's go through the list of things they don't charge you for, and then we'll go through the list of things they do charge you for. Starting with the monthly maintenance fee being $0. You have the overdraft items, also $0. Low daily balance, also $0. Standard checks and debit cards, also $0. Deposit slips and prepaid envelopes, also $0. Standard or expedited transfers, also $0. Let's talk about the things they do charge you for. Expedited delivery for checks and debit cards, that's $15. Outgoing domestic wires, that's $20. Stop payment, that's $15. Overnight bill pay, that's $14.95. Same day bill pay, that's $9.95. International transactions up to 1%. So whatever the transaction is 1% of that transaction that you would be charged for. And obviously for someone like me, that's major respect that you could put that out there in the open and not try to sneak that in, because most banks, they charge you for all those things plus more, but they just don't tell you. They rather you fall on your face from experience, which I'm sure we all experience once in our life. And personally, this might be the coolest feature in my own opinion, but the Ally Bank spending account, which is just a checking account, it also offers some level of a high yield. As a matter of fact, if you have under $15,000, you get 0.10%, but if you have above $15,000 in your spending account, you get 0.25% APY on your spending account, which is really cool because majority of banks don't really give you a high yield on your checking account. It's typically with the savings account. So I think that's a cool feature that they even give you the option. It still isn't the wisest move, especially with Ally Bank, because their savings account, well, we're about to get into that. Their savings account at the time of filming this video is sitting at 3.50%, which is really good, very competitive. But you always want to do your due diligence when looking for a savings account because these rates change literally all the time. I mean, literally last year, these same rates were 4% and above. So you do want to always do your due diligence when looking for a savings account. But at the time of filming this video, they're sitting at 3.50%, which is phenomenal. Really good savings account, really good place to park your money. Obviously, you want a good savings account, but you want to make sure that you also invest your money in the right places. But you want to start with a good high yield savings account, which I think Ally Bank is a good place to do so. The Ally Bank savings account also has no monthly maintenance fees, and it comes with tools that help you basically grow your money faster. So let's get into those. With Ally Bank savings account, they have a feature called reoccurring transfers. Basically, set it and forget it. Move money into your savings account on a schedule that makes sense for you. So the savings account also has a tool called roundups, basically meaning for any transactions they can round up to the nearest dollar from your spending account. They do that, and once it gets at least to $5 in the roundups, they then transfer that to your savings account. They also have a feature called surprise savings, which personally I have mixed feelings on, but it may be useful to someone. They analyze your linked checking accounts for safe to save money, then transfer it to your savings account so you don't have to. And if you are to browse the Ally Bank's website, you would see a diagram that they created basically showing that they have a 3.5% APY, and the competitors like Bank of America, Chase, Wells Fargo, they all have 0.01% APY, which isn't great for a savings account. And obviously I wouldn't recommend it, but those banks do serve very important purposes, but just not in the savings account realm. And that's Ally Bank's checking or spending account and savings account. And in this video, I wanted to focus on that. They offer so much more, such as their money market, their CDs, their credit cards, investing in retirement, and auto loans. And I would say that Ally Bank is a good bank overall. I mean, they offer a list of things. I mean, personally, I have an auto loan out with Ally Bank currently, and I have nothing but good things to say. But with that being said, I'll see y'all on the next one.